We did a little bit of this yesterday. Remember, this is called a 10 frame. And once again, it's asking, how many more does the 10 frame need to make 10? These questions with the 10 frame are really easy because even if I don't know the 10s fact, I can look at the 10 frame and just see how many I'm missing. So Brantley, what does 9 need to make 10?
1.
It needs 1. So if I were to write an addition sentence, what would that look like? I had 9. I added, how many? You can say
1.
I added 1, and then it equals
10.
10. So it's 9 plus 1 equals 10. I want you to try to write this in your number bond. Where would the 9 go? Where would the 1 go? And where would the 10 go? So the 10 should go here. And then look, you can either do 1 and 9 like this, or you can do 1 and 9 like this. The parts don't matter because 9 plus 1 is 10, or if I switched it, 1 plus 9 is 10. So the parts don't matter as much, but the whole number matters a lot. Let's do another one. You can erase with your paper towel. Yes.
How?
Are you ahead of me? What does 8 need?
2.
It needs 2. You're quick. And how did he know it was 2 so quick?
Because there was 2 of these.
Yeah, there's 2 empty boxes. So even if he didn't know that 2 plus 8 equals 10, which you might have already known that, but even if he didn't know, you can look super quick and see, ooh, I need 2 more to make 10 because it's a 10 frame. So it does need 2. What would this addition sentence look like? Gorgeous.
8 plus 2 equals 10.
8 plus 2 equals 10. Uh-oh, and it messed up.
1.
That's a mistake. It should say 8 plus 2 equals 10. Now, as some of y'all have already gotten ahead of me, let's go ahead and put this in the number bond, okay? So, again, what number is going to go in my total number? Micah? A 10. 8 is one of my parts. 2 is one of my parts. And then 10 is my whole number because 8 plus 2 equals 10. Oh my goodness, I only have 2 this time. What does 2 need to make 10, Aiden?
8.
It needs 8. Hey, we just did that one, didn't we? Just a second ago, there were 8 and it needed 2. Now we have 2 and we need 8. And that's what I just told y'all. In addition, those parts can flip-flop and it'll be the same numbers. So 2 needs 8 to make 10. What would that addition sentence look like? You got an A. It would be 2. If 2 plus 8 equals 10. I know it bumped my 0 off. Good job. Y'all already ahead of me on the number bond.
Yeah.
The 10 is going in the whole number, and my 2 parts are going in my parts. Let's do one more of these 10 frames, and then we'll move on. So I've got 5 now. Emil, what does 5 need to make 10?
5.
It needs 5. 5 and 5. So what would that addition sentence look like? Gorgeous? 5 plus 5 equals 10. Good job.
Done.
My 2 parts are the 5s, and then my total is the 10.
Can we do one more?
We're going to do another one, but we're going to take it to the next level. I want you to look at this one. Now look, here's a 10 frame, but look, it has all 10 pieces. So what would I call this?
A 10.
This is a 10.
A 20 frame.
It is almost like a 20s frame because there's 20 boxes. I've got 10 in this one. Can you tell how many I have in this one? 8, 9. So what would this number be?
20.
Not 20. Look, it's because it's missing this one. Yeah, 19. If it had all of them, you're right, it would be 20. But because I have that one missing, I've got 10 and 9, and 10 and 9 make 19. So if I were to ask you, what does 19 need to make the next 10? Hey, I see your hand up, Brandon. It would need a 1. I want to remind you, when I say the next 10, now look at the tens place. What would be the next 10 up? So 110, what would be the next 10 up? 2 tens, which is what? You can say it. 20. So when I'm asking what's the next 10 from 19, the next 10 would be 20. And you're absolutely right, Brandley. 19 needs 1 to make 20. Boop, now I have 20. Oh my goodness, look at all the 10 frames. I've got a lot more. Now, do I need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, every single one of these dots? Is there a quicker way? How? Use the tens and skip by tens. I can count by tens. So, can I do this? 10, 20, 30, 40. My number is 40. Why not? 10, 20, 30, 40.
Because there's one missing.
There's one missing. So, I need to slow down and only count my complete 10 frames. 10, 20, 30, and then what's this number? 39. Good job. It's 39. Now, what would 39 need to make the next 10?
1.
It needs 1 again. And what's the next 10?
10.
What's the 10 after 30?
30.
If I'm counting by tens. So look, it's like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Right? So what would come after 30? 40. The next 10 up would be 40. And you're right. 39 needs 1 to make 40. 39 plus 1 equals 40. Okay. New one. Now I've got a 10 and a 5. Raise your hand if you can tell what number this is. Brantley.
It's a 10. 50.
It's 15. You're right. 15. What does 15 need to make the next 10? Now stop. Before you answer that question, what is the next 10? Okay, Aiden.
You need one more 10.
It needs,
One more 5.
yeah, it needs a 5. Yeah, when you said one more 5, I thought you were saying it needs a 1. But you're right, it needs a 5. 15 needs 5 to make the next 10. And what's the next 10? Mm-hmm.
1.
Look, 10, what's the next 10? 10,
20.
20. So when I'm asking the next 10, it's the, if we're counting by tens. So the next 10 would be 20. 5 plus 15 is 20. Look at this one. How many tens do I have? Let's count. 10, 20, 30. I can't count this as 40 because I've got some empty ones. So it's 30. Yes, 35. Good job. Okay, go ahead and put that up. 35. Just like how 15 needed 5 to make the next 10, what do you think 35 needs to make the next 10?
5.
It still needs 5 because I've got my number pairs to 10. Remember, we've talked about that, how 5 plus 5 is always 10. So 35 plus 5 is going to make the next 10. Anna, do you know what the next 10 is after 35? 40. You're right. 30, 40. So once I have all of them, it'll be 40. 35 plus 5 is 40. Oh my goodness. Look at all of these 10 frames. This is a lot. Let's count together all the 10 frames, and I'm not going to count this one because it's not complete, to see how many we have, okay? Y'all help me count by tens when you see it. If you already see it, that's great. But let's count together to see, make sure that we have it right. You ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, let me hear you, 50, 60, 70, 80. I'm not going to count this one because it's not complete. So I have 80 what, Brantley?
85.
85. Wow. What does this 5 need to make the next 10, Emil?
5.
It still needs 5. Now what's the next 10 after 85? Once I complete this, how many will I have? You can say it. No, yeah, it needs 5, but then what's the next 10? 90. You're right. So what would the addition sentence look like? 85 plus, you can say it, plus 5 equals 90. 85 plus 5 equals 90. Good job. Let's practice taking 1 out of each number that we see. Okay? Whenever we are taking a number out, it's we're just counting down by that 1. So if I were to take 1 out of 3, in a way we're making our own little number bonds. If I were to take 1 out of 3, what would I be left with? I have 3. Let me get closer. I have 3. I take away 1. What am I left with? Peyton? I have 3. I get rid of 1. What's left? 2. Look, I'm making my own little number bond. I'll make it a little smaller. 3 is my total. I'm taking 1 out. I'm left with 2. It's like making a number bond, but without the circles. And remember, my biggest number is always on top. Let's practice taking out 1 of some of these numbers. If I take 1 out of 6, like this, boop, what am I left with? Micah? 5. It's like counting backwards. 6, take away 1, left with 5. Good. Let's try these. If I'm taking 1 out of 5, what am I left with, London? 4. What about 10? If I take 1 out of 10, what am I left with, Gorgeous? 9. Good. What about 4? If I take 1 out of 4, what am I left with, Emil? It's like holding up fingers, taking away 1. What are you left with?
3.
Yeah. And remember, just like in a number bond, if I add my 2 parts together, I should equal my total. Does 1 plus 3 equal 4?
No.
No?
Yes.
1 plus 3 equals 4?
Yes.
Yeah. 1 and 3 equal 4. So my number bond is right. What about 7, Aiden? If I take 1 out of 7, what am I left with?
6.
Yes. Okay. What about 9, Anna? If I take 1 out of 9, what am I left with? 8. What about 8? Gorgeous, if I get 1 out of 8, what am I left with?
7.
7. Good job. They're getting pretty good at taking 1 out of a number for a number bond. So we have a 10 frame. Okay? I want to show you a way that you can add 2 numbers. Okay? Now, y'all been pretty good at adding numbers already, and there are other ways to add numbers. This is just one way. It's just one strategy. Take a look at this 10 frame. I have 9 circles, 9 in my 10 frame, and I'm wanting to add 4 X's. So the problem is 9 plus 4. I want to know what 9 plus 4 is. Take a look at this strategy. You can use your number friends to 10 to help you add numbers. So if I start with 9, I can use my number pairs to 10 to help me solve this problem. Remember when we just practiced taking 1 out of a number, like 4? 9 needs 1 to make 10. So what I could do is I could get 1 out of this 4. And what am I left with again? 3. To help me solve this. So take a look. 1 plus 9 just gave me a pair to 10. When I add 9 plus 1, I get 10. So watch what I can do. I can circle my 9 and 1 and get 10. Now look at the problem. Instead of 9 plus 4, now look, this 4 is not here anymore because I just broke it up into 3 and 1. But now instead of 9 plus 4, I have 10 plus what's left? So let's take a look at what we just did. We took 1 out of 4, and when we did that, we can match 9 and 1. So look, we're taking the 4 and making it 10. We're adding it to the 9 to make 10, like that. Now instead of 9 plus 4, we have 10 plus 3 because 9 plus 1 is 10 and 10 plus 3 is 13.
I didn't write it down.
Okay. So the answer is 13. Okay? Let's try it again. 9 plus 6. And then I have up here 9 circles, 6 X's. What does 9 need to make 10? You can say, it needs 1. Still the same question, right? 9 still needs 1 to make 10. So I can get a 1 out of this 6, right? 9 needs a 1. So let me take a 1 out of this 6. Now when I break it apart, look, the 6 is not there anymore. But if I take a 1 out of 6, what am I left with, Gorgeous?
5.
I'm left with 5. Now I've got 9 plus 1 plus 5. I want to make my number pair to 10. 9 plus 1 equals 10. When I have 9 plus 1, I got my 10. And 10 plus, what else do I need to add? I've already added 9 and 1. But what's left over? The 5. 10 plus 5 is going to give me what? 15. Do you see how that works? It's a couple of extra steps, but when I do them, it becomes a lot easier to do in my head than doing 9 plus 6. 9 plus 6 could be tricky in my head, but 10 plus 5, easy. 10 and 5 is 15. Good job. Let's practice another one. Okay. All right. We've got a few. I know some of them are getting cut off. Can y'all? I'll rewrite it. 8 plus 9 is the first one. How about you do it with me on the back of your dry erase board, the one without the number bond. Okay? I want to know, don't do it too big because you'll run out of room, but at the top of your board, write 8 plus 9. Let's do this together. 8 plus 9 is the first one. Okay? Now look. Right here I have 9. What does 9 need to make 10? Peyton?
1.
It needs 1. So let me try to get 1 out of 8 so that 9 and 10 can be a number paired to 10.
Okay.
Let's take 1, and now look, I like to put the 1 close to the 9 or whatever I'm pairing it with. That way, it's easy to make the circle. So I want to make a number bond. I'm taking 1 out of 8. If I do that, Emil, what am I left with? 7. 8 minus 1 is 7. So this is what your number bond should look like. And you don't have to do the circles.
I do.
In fact, don't do the circles because, oh great, yours looks perfect. So 8 really isn't there anymore because now it's been broken up into 7 and 1. Okay? My next step is to make my number pairs to 10. 9 plus 1 gives me 10. 9 plus 1, and I'll write that down. 9 plus 1 gives me 10. I want to make my number pair to 10 first. So I'm going to circle these numbers, and 1 and 9 become 10. I have the 10, but now I've got to add my 7. So 10 plus 7. Now that's something easy to do in my head. Micah, what's 10 plus 7?
I know. It's 8. 17.
17. Remember.
Yeah.
So 17 is my answer. And I'm going to go ahead and write that in my answer slot. It's 17. Or I guess I rewrote the problem. 8 plus 9 equals 17. I want you to erase your board. Let's try again. We're going to do the next problem. At the tippy top of your page, write 9 plus 7. Don't do it too big because you'll run out of room. 9 plus 7. Now again, I've got a 9. What does 9 need to make 10? You can say it out loud. 1. So what number should I try to get out of the 7? 1. Let's make a number bond for the 7. What number did we just say I'm getting out of the 7? 1. If I take 1 out of 7, what will I be left with, London? 6. Is this 7 here anymore?
No.
I broke it up.
It's
If
gone.
it helps you, you can put an X on that 7 because it's gone. I broke it up into 1 and 6. What is my next step? Raise your hand if you remember. Right now I've got 3 numbers, 9, 1, and 6. What is my very next step? Okay? What 2 numbers should I add together next? What's my next step?
6 and 9. 6 and 1.
That's 6.
1 and 9.
1 and 9.
And why use that?
Circle my match to 10. 1 and 9 make 10. I want to circle that as quick as possible because I love my number pairs to 10. Adding numbers to 10 is so much easier than adding with any other number. 9 and 1 make 10. If you want to write that out, you can. 9 plus 1 is 10. That's the very first thing I want to do is circle my match to 10. So Aiden, I just did 9 plus 1 is 10. Is that the answer? I'm done? 9 plus 7 is 10. I'm done? Walk away? No. What did I leave? The 6. I made my pair to 1 and 9, but now I need to go back and add the 6.
It's 16.
It is 16. 10 plus 6 is 16. Good job, y'all are doing a great job following along. Okay. So the whole answer is 16. 9 plus 7 is 16. This one's different. Okay. Take a look at this one. Did we erase our boards?
No.
8 plus 3. I don't have a 9 this time. I just have an 8. What does 8 need to get to 10? I see your hands up. 2. So if I want to make a number pair to 10, a number matched to 10, then I'm going to need to get a 2 out of this 3. I'm not doing a 1 this time because it's not 9. It's not 8 plus 1 equals 10. I want to make the number pair that will get me to 10. So 8 needs 2. So this time when I make the number bond, I want this 2 because I know I'm about to circle 8 plus 2 is 10. So let's make the number bond out of our 3. I just took the 2 out. If I take 2 out of 3, what am I left with?
1.
If I have 3 and I take 2 out, what am I left with?
1.
1. What is my very next step? You can say it.
Circle the 2 and the 8.
Why am I circling the 2 and the 8? What does this make?
10.
It makes 10. 8 plus 2 is 10. I just made my number pair to 10. Now, what's all that's left to do? Add the 1. 10 plus 1 is 11. So 8 plus 3 is also 11. It's a lot of steps, but once you get the hang of it, it starts to make sense because we're always trying to make our number pairs to 10. Okay, let's look at the last one on this page. 8 plus 7. I'm going to want to make a number pair to 10. So what does 8 need to make 10? So what's my first step? 8 needs 2, so how am I going to get a 2?
No.
What am I going to do this 7 to get a 2?
We're gonna break up the 8.
We're going to break up
What?
the 7.
Oh, 7.
Because 8 needs the 2, let's break up the 7. It's easier to break up the smaller number in these.
Yeah.
So if I break it up, what number should I break it up into? 2 and what?
5.
Why am I doing 2 and 5?
2 plus 5.
2 plus 5 is 7, and 8 needs that 2 to be 10. Peyton, is this 7 here anymore?
No, it's
Bye.
gone.
It's gone. It was broken up. What is my very next step?
2 and 5 together.
And I have a 2 and a 5.
You know what's weird?
Hold on. Let's finish up this problem. What'd you say, Gorgeous?
Just the 8 and the 2.
I had the 8 and the 2. Why am I doing